2024 Toyota Grand Highlander Hybrid Max Review, a proverbial home run. The new formula for its biggest family SUV hits all the right notes, so much that we'd like to see it in our own garage. The 2024 Toyota Grand Highlander has been a long time coming, but not because the brand doesn't have some great offerings. The choice is narrow, however. When you have a big family and you don't want a minivan, the Sequoia is now 2-row only, and the regular Highlander scrimps on 3rd-row legroom for anyone approaching adulthood. Enter the Grand Highlander. Don't make the mistake of thinking that the Grand Highlander is just a larger Highlander, as the name might indicate. While its TNGA Gakei platform is shared with its smaller sibling, the Grand Highlander is more conservative yet even more attractive than its more curvaceous. The Grand Highlander is 6.5 inches longer, 2 inches taller, and 2.3 inches wider than the regular Highlander. Both the interior and exterior bear little resemblance to the Highlander. We got to drive the top-trim Grand Highlander Hybrid Max Platinum to experience this brand new model. 2024 Toyota Grand Highlander, a Lexus without the badge. Toyota didn't take any design risks with the Grand Highlander, but the result is a handsome 3-row with crisp sheet metal and clean lines. The big grille looks better than the Venetian blind version found on the sibling Lexus TX. Heck, without the Toyota badge, this could easily be mistaken for a Lexus. Even if the Texas had never been made, together with thin headlights and recessed fog light housings, the Grand Highlander's front end isn't unlike the last Mazda CX-9, a very handsome SUV. The single body crease above the beltline and mildly sculpted body keep the overall look clean and unobtrusive. It eschews the bullet train haunches of the standard Highlander and will likely hold up better over time. Good proportions from front to back and minimal use of chrome keep the Grand Highlander conservatively handsome. The interior is well executed to minimize distractions and provide comfort for all occupants. There are similarities to the Highlander in terms of shapes and layout, but the switchgear is better in the Grand Highlander, and the storage options are bigger. We especially enjoyed the seating position, which provides excellent visibility when paired with big glass and manageable pillar size. The large landscape-oriented 12.3-inch infotainment touchscreen that's standard across the Grand Highlander line is a welcome sight with its crisp graphics and quick responsiveness. The climate control buttons and knobs, as well as their location just beneath the infotainment screen, are just about perfect. They're very quick to operate while driving, and we can't think of a 3-row SUV that does this setup better. Most important for this segment is 3rd-row space. Legroom is 33.5 inches, an inch more than the segment leader, the Honda Pilot, and 5.5 inches more than the regular Highlander. It loses a little bit to the Pilot in terms of headroom and shoulder room, but the space is accommodating for adults. The cargo space with the seats folded flat is 97.5 cubic feet and benefits from a low entry height. This is quite a bit more than the Honda Pilot, Kia Telluride, and Hyundai Palisade. Families have been waiting for the voluminous interior, and Toyota answered the call. Competent driving manners and power for the people. For a vehicle this large, the driving dynamics are quite good. It's no performance SUV, but the Grand Highlander manages its size very well while providing excellent acceleration, good braking, and manageable body roll. The steering effort and feel are better than most in this class, and the Grand Highlander feels just as adept at highway speeds as it does running errands in the suburbs. The ride quality is nicely balanced, not too firm or too soft. Power comes from a 2.4-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine and 2 electric motors for a combined 362 horsepower and 400 pound-feet of torque to all 4 wheels. The Hybrid Max engine and the 8-speed automatic transmission deliver a 0 to 60 time of 5.6 seconds, right quick for something this size. The throttle response is good, and the Grand Highlander moves with verve. Thankfully, the new SUV feels smaller than it is because of the steering, handling, and balance. We also had no trouble modulating brakes and entering turns without drama. Overall, it feels more put together than its two-row stablemate. As with many vehicles that use a Turbo 4, there's some coarseness under hard acceleration, but the Grand Highlander is quiet once it gets up to speed. The highway is all quiet cruising pleasure with a composed ride. Our 196 miles of driving over the course of the week in combined driving conditions resulted in 24.2 mpg, but we spent quite a bit of time in sport mode. The EPA estimate of 27 combined is definitely reachable, but it's hard to say what those numbers would look like with a fully laden vehicle. Final thoughts. The Grand Highlander Hybrid Max is one of the best, if not the best, in its class. The comfort, space, ease of operation, and driving manners combine to make for a family-friendly vehicle that hits all the right marks. The Grand Highlander looks and feels premium, drives remarkably well, and it's decently efficient for its size. It's a vehicle that big families will appreciate without having to go with something massive like a Chevy Suburban. Toyota nailed this one, and it's certainly worth the price of entry.